Hello, everybody. Hi, welcome to the stream. I am Dungeon Master Adam Coble. We're going to take a look at Waterdeep, Dungeon of the Mad Mage today. So, here's the plan. First of all, thanks for coming. Second of all, this is Mad Mage, so if you are going to be playing in this adventure and you don't want to get spoiled, flee. Flee into the night. Take the disengage action and get the hell out of here. Because I'm going to be going through like very detailed, especially in the first level, very detailed accounts of how this adventure works. So don't accidentally spoil yourself. Next off, if you're one of my players from Dragon Heist, get out of here. I see you. Otherwise, everybody else, welcome. Come on in. So this is going to be the continuation. I mean, this isn't, but I'm planning for the continuation of our adventures over on twitch.tv/DND, which is to say Dragon Heist. Dragon Heist flows right into Dungeon of the Mad Mage, and we're going to be doing as much Dungeon of the Mad Mage as we can until the next thing comes out. And by the next thing, I don't mean Saltmarsh, though that has been announced, and that does look pretty cool, and we might do something like special for Saltmarsh. But I mean, whatever the next like big adventure thing is, right? The next big event. So we're going to be doing as many levels of Mad Mage as we can. We're going to be alternating back and forth between business in Waterdeep, right? Keeping the tavern there, building all of that stuff, and then going into the dungeon to retrieve treasure and fight monsters and do the Dungeons and Dragons thing. So what I need to do as the DM of this adventure is figure out what the players have before them. So to that end, I'm basically just going to talk about how I set up the account a little bit, and then we're going to look at all of the stuff that's built into Dungeon of the Mad Mage. So this is the Roll20 Marketplace module version of the game. I created a brand new Roll20 game, a new campaign, and I set it to use that module. And so when you do that, it fills all of my all of the journal stuff, gives you all of the maps, right? All the tokens, does all of the add-ons, basically fills the whole campaign. But this is the first campaign that we've had to move characters over from another campaign. So we use the character vault for that. So what I did, I'm still waiting on Jewel and Rin to make sure that they're finished, because the players are editing and setting up their characters, and then they're going to tell me, okay, we're done, move us over. So I put Macaria and 8 into my my character vault, and then I imported them into Dungeon of the Mad Mage. If you have any trouble doing any of that stuff, like putting in add-ons, activating a module from the marketplace, or using the character vault, all of that stuff is covered in the normal Roll20 documentation stuff. It's really easy. It's just like click, click, done. With a couple of confirmation steps along the way. I've also shared all of my compendium stuff with this account, which means that all of the Dungeons & Dragons books that I have that are part of the Roll20 Marketplace, like the Player's Handbook, or Xanathar's, or Valo's, Mordenkainen's, all of that stuff, I've shared it with this account. So now, I think I'm running pretty close. I think I'm almost out of my sharing slots, because I've got Court of Swords, Dragon Heist while I finish, Mad Mage, and then I use it for Silver Embers as well. So I've only got one more slot left. So you can manage that stuff again through your profile on Roll20. It's actually really valuable for me because it improves things like that's it. That's the other one, Jace Bellerin. Yeah. So I'm full up on slots. That's right, Arishal. You got it. So the great thing about that is, yeah, I'm able to share all that content like you would a book at the table. So it helps ameliorate maybe the cost of using that. And it makes things like the Charactermancer so much better for players when they, need to roll up new characters, which I'm sure won't happen. So the first place I'm going to start, surprise, surprise, is right here where it says start here. So usually there is some developer notes from the Roll20 team that let us know, like, hey, look out for this stuff. These are the things that are different in the book versus the marketplace version. Here's how we adapted it. And so I just want to take a quick look. There's some notices about add-ons, which I don't need to worry about because I've already done that. The battle map scale, this is interesting. So each grid square in the original art is 10 feet. So in Roll20 on the grid, they've been adjusted automatically to 5 feet for all of our maps. So all of the maps are to this scale, right? Grid size is half a unit and map scale is 10 feet. So if you see that and the map looks a little different, it should only be scaling for figures. Once we put tokens on the board and move them around, the actual art will be the same. So default stuff for the maps, it shows us dynamic lighting is turned on by default. Advanced Fog of War is defaulted to off, so I would have to turn that on myself if I wanted to use it. Enforced Line of Sight is on. Only update on drop and restrict movement are both off. These are all the default settings for our maps, in case you want to know. And then I think Whisper Rolls to GM is turned on, and that's something that was in Dragon Heist. That was a recent change. And then Light Radius and toggles are all set. So there we go. Easy setup. Some shortcuts through the module. This is basic Roll20 stuff. So like if you press Z to show a larger version of the mode will pop up, show everybody the tokens, double clicking and shift clicking, right? These are all, this isn't unique to this adventure. This is just built in. You'll see me use these little tricks as we play through it. Just like PCs, you can roll initiative for the NPCs directly. You'll see that in combat. This just means that when you're in a map, if you click on, say, the adult blue Dracolich, and you need that adult blue Dracolich to roll initiative, you can have the token highlighted, click initiative, and it shows up in the order. Right? Again, basic stuff. You've seen me do this in every game that we run. But if this is your first Roll20 adventure, that's how you can do that. Yeah, so Sereos, normally I would also do update on drop only, so that the players can't like pick up and move their stuff around to look. But I kind of don't mind. Yeah, I'm not too worried about it with this group. If I was playing with like more like a new group, right, to Roll20, I might change those. But I think for the most part those would be okay for this adventure. Now I can change it, right? You can change it per map by going to the properties of any given map, right, and setting these here. But I think for the most part, I'm pretty okay. Yeah, I don't mind letting people peek around the corner as long as they're telling me that's what they're doing, right? What else? NPC initiative, rollable tokens. So this is really fun. I love doing this with shapeshifters, and I always forget. I always forget to do this. When I'm playing these games, any token that can change from one thing to another in one of these modules, they're multi-sided tokens. They're called rollable tokens, but really what it means is you can think of them as like a coin with two sides, or a coin with multiple sides. So this way you can have Bonnie on one side of your token, and then the shapeshifter on another side, and then a third side, she can have like another identity. It's really fun for characters that have disguises too, or different. You can do it with your players if they have different kits. So you could say like ranged version of this character, melee version, and then sort of like out of combat version. You can do that with NPCs or with PCs as well. So multi-side rollable tokens. They're really easy to do. Like if you... And I've actually seen them used for the countdown clocks in the Sprawl. If you watch that, you remember that series? Fake Alex Blue made us some countdown clocks that were rollable tokens. But basically, the way that rollable tokens work, let me find a shapeshifter here. Doppelganger. There we go. So multi-side, you can go choose side, and then select. Look at all these different people. They can be a commoner, or this guy with a hat. And so that allows you to, and then you click choose, and they shift into that form without changing any of the other stats. Basically, you're assigning multiple pieces of art to the same token. So not too difficult to set up. Really useful. And then that's what the players see. And if you don't show the nameplate, players will not know just by looking at the token. And then you don't have to worry about which of these 10, which of these 10 tokens to use. You can just place one. You can do it with druids. True, druids are useful for that. Though you will want to give your druids their character sheets for the various monsters. I think that's it for token stuff. I do want to point out, and there's going to be a ton of these, so I'm not gonna need all of them. I believe that this is the work of Allie. If it's the same token table mastery. Random tables. So there are macros presented both in text form and, I imagine, yep, here we go, in macro form for every random table in the entire adventure. So if you need to know barrel stock fungus yields, you can just come in and click in here, or you can add it to your bar. And also, did you notice, and this is something that I thought was really cool. Take a look in the top left corner, okay? Take a look up here when I click on the Dracolich. That is so cool. I've actually never seen that before on a token. I don't know who was responsible for that, but I love you, and that's so cool. So because the adult blue Dracolich can cause long-term madness, for ease of use, in Roll20, that table pops up, so I don't have to look it up in in the Dungeon Master's Guide. That's so cool. That's so cool. Thank you. Yeah. All right, cool. So that's all the stuff that's prepared. All of those macros can be found over here. All right. Anything over here. And then additionally, if I need them in text form, I can grab them from the random table. So I'll try to remember those. So yeah, that's our place to start. But from the perspective of doing the adventure, for me, the most important thing to start with is like, why, how do we get them how do we get the players into this place, right? Like, yes, it's useful for me to have maps of the 23 various layers of Undermountain and to have an awareness of all the monsters and the traps and stuff, and we'll get into that. But like, why? why do the characters care about the Dungeon of the Mad Mage? What is the thing that will pull them in? So I've done a little bit of that work in the first game, right? Dropping little hints here and there about Undermountain in Dragon Heist. And I think Dragon Heist has some of this built in, but I knew we were going into dungeon, so I started adding a little bit of that in. We added at the end the little bit with Floon owing some Brigand Dareth some money. But yeah, I mean, with a mega dungeon like this, the real answer is because we want to. Because we want to go down and want to get treasure and we want to get experience. But it's fun to give the characters reasons too. And so let's take a look at the adventure hooks section, right? So adventure hooks for the Yawning Portal, some suggestions. I guess actually here, you know what? Yeah, let's look at the hooks, and then I want to look at the overview in case it gives me suggestions for XP and how to do that. I think I'll probably just do traditional XP, like when you kill monsters, you get experience. But I'll see what the adventure suggests. So adventurers who hang around the Yawning Portal often find work delving into Undermountain because it's right there. Starting quests are available for characters from the outset, such as Obaya Ude. So Obaya is a priestess of Joaquin who came from Port Nyanzaru. This is kind of a tie-in to the Chult stuff. And basically she works for Wakanga Otamu and one of the other merchants. No, just Wakanga. So she's come here working for Wakanga to basically say, like, I need magic items to sell in Chult. If you get them for me from down here, this is how much I'll pay you. She also stands in as a way to get rid of magic items you don't want, right? So if you get a bunch of common items you don't need, or say you have a +1 sword and you get a +2 sword, then you can sell your +1 sword to Obaya. Basically, she says she'll take any item for platinum, which is pretty cool. This is not just an adventure hook. This is a way to deal with the magic items they're going to get, and in case because you can only attune to 3 things, right? So eventually you end up with a pile of magic items that you don't need, and we don't want them in Macaria's corpse basement. There's an option to pay a Harper debt, which doesn't really matter to us because none of the players are Harpers. They're all Force Grey or Zentarum, so that's not a big deal. The search for Crescendo Rosnar. So because the Black Viper hung out with the players so much, she might think that they're like competent. So maybe she comes to them and says like, hey, while you're down there, can you look for Crescendo? He's a relative of mine who has gone missing. I know, Crescendo. Yeah, it's welcome to the Forgotten Realms, friends. So that's an option and a connection to Dragon Heist, right? She's a friend of theirs. Volo, right? Volo has an option. Volo can introduce them as well. Volo can introduce them to Obaya. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I think Volo is going to come to their house one day and be like, hey, so I'm about to leave. I'm about to leave. I'm about to leave for my next adventure. But before I go, here's a quest for you. And let me introduce you to my friend, Obaya, right? I like Illifarn. Illifarn is like an ancient fallen elven kingdom. It's some deep lore for Waterdeep and for Forgotten Realms. So this one I think would be cool too, right? Send them in looking for that stuff. Now I would like to, if I can, at some point, do something with the Crown of Horns. I'm gonna pop open on another screen here. I'm gonna pop open the Forgotten Realms wiki, because I just feel like I want to give Makaria an opportunity to go looking for it, but it's not in this dungeon. I was really sad. So the Crown of Horns, where was it last seen? It was last seen in Skullport. Okay. The Crown of Horns was seen in the possession of a Wanti pureblood named Nyrus Dehothek. Oh, that was like almost 100 years ago. Who disappeared from his haunts in Skullport after the crown transformed into a lich. People and creatures have remained dedicated to Merkel or become dedicated, devoted himself to him through the crown by touching it, were known as Horned Harbingers. Nyrus included. Interesting. Okay, so it was last seen in the hands of Nyrus Dehothek. Yeah. Maybe I will for now imply that it's down there, and then we'll see if I can figure out like some way to start hinting that she could find it, because that would be super cool. To have her chase down the crown. Maybe we'll give it to one of the NPCs deeper in the dungeon. Yeah, because you basically want to tie the characters to the adventure as best you can. And this is a classic tactic for the like older adventures, where it was like, here's the basis of the adventure, right? Here's against the cult of the reptile god. Figure out how your characters might be connected to it, because context is what makes things like fun, right? You don't want to just go in and be like, here's a generic adventure. We could be playing PC games if we wanted that. We have the ability to tailor and customize even pre-made adventures to say like, this is for you. Like how I did with the Church of Gond and 8, and how we added Rin's master to the adventure, right? You can expand on the master of the adventure with characters and plot elements from what your players' characters are interested in. So yeah, I think we'll start with Volo. So Volo is going to come and say like, hey, there's a thing in Undermountain. I heard you were going there. Maybe Floon told me you were going down there. And yeah, maybe keep an eye out for the Throne of the Coronal. Let me see if I can pronounce these names. This story dates to the fall of Illifarn. I have to say this with an Italian accent, too. This story dates to the fall of Illifarn, an elven kingdom to the north, an alabaster throne belonging to Siglaith Audark. How dark is it? The last coronal of Illifarn disappeared from the capital city of Aelinthaldar. Okay, all right. Siglaith Audark of the city of Aelinthaldar, where the Mad Mage built his tower and now stands Waterdeep. It said that a group of dwarves feared the destruction of such a miraculous work of stonecraft and stole the throne right out from the elves' slender noses. Where the dwarves hid it for so long, who knows? But should you find it in Undermountain, it would please the elves of the north to know it survives. Okay, good. Go find an alabaster throne. A ceramic seat, if you will. Okay, good. If the characters find the throne, he shares his information with his elf friends. I'm going to make... Volo is going to leave, and it'll be Floon instead. But Floon will act as the go-between. And then you get a magic bow that bears the inscription, Alhond Ibrath, Uoltath Shantar en Lath, la la la. Look, that is literally a word in Elvish. La la la, Alhond Ibrath. Klaatu, Barada. This phrase translates to a true friend as the trees and waters are true friends. La la la. Okay, good. Fantastic. So this is like find the location of the throne, get a magic bow. Good. Okay, and then we have Esvel and Crescendo. Maybe we'll have Crescendo. Maybe this will be like a second tier thing. So maybe first Volo will be like, "Hey, I hear you're going down into the dungeon. While you're down there, look for my magic missing elvish toilet. I guess the dwarves stole it, and the elves are really pissed. And then maybe after the first time they come back out, Esvel will be like, "Hey, yo, what up? Can you find me my boy Crescendo?" And then later, once Crescendo is found, some of these branch. So once Crescendo is found, we can start Eye of the Spider, and then retrieve a runestone fragment and save the dragon and do all this stuff, right? Because as you can see, like, these require completing certain other quests, which I think is really neat, actually. I think that's very cool, how it's like, if you complete quest A, you get quest B, but you can't get it until you unlock that. And then certain ones are level blocked, so you have to be 9th level or 12th level or higher or whatever. So, yeah, I dig it. Okay, cool. So I've got a good inn. I think it's fairly simple. I mean, it's like there's a dungeon, go into it and check it out. We have a new player handout, some new art. Is that Macaria? So this is a cool drawing of the Yawning Portal. New band of adventurers about to delve down into the portal. Oh my god, it's the urchins. It's those kids again. Stay out of there, kids. It's dangerous. Yeah, that's right. Cool. All right. And yeah, as with Heist, and Tomb of Annihilation, actually, look at how many player handouts there are. So there's handouts for all these NPCs. Aw, Durnan. Look at him. He's making that "don't talk to me" Macaria face. Who else we got? We got Durnan, we know. I don't think we know anybody else. We've seen the Black Viper. Yeah, we know her. We got Valo. Yeah. Yeah. Lots of cool NPCs. Aw, I don't know who this person is, but I'm excited to meet them. Arcturia. Cool. Yeah, so there's NPC handouts, and then there's also all the creatures and monsters. So I can show them the art either from the book or the monster manual. So that's nice. That's a good little option. He looks like a zombie. What does a zombie look like? Here you go. Good. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at level 1 and see what we need to figure out. So we've got all the tokens. If I need them, if I need just the tokens. And there are many. Holy Jesus. Look at it. It's so big. Oh my God. That is amazing. Oh, I'm excited. So there's a gargantuan gelatinous cube. Like, just for reference, like just so you know, let me just show you something here. Let me see. Where's that boy? There's a lot of tokens on the screen already. Yeah, look. Tarask for scale. It could eat like, yeah, three Tarasks basically. Amazing. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, all kinds of good stuff. Oh, neothalids. These things are badass. Cool. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That is Umbraxakar, who I can only assume is a shadow dragon. Will there be super tetanus? Probably. That's great. Oh my God, so much good stuff. All right. So those are all my tokens in case I need to grab them. I've got a random battle map to draw on. I will be supplementing this random battle map with more like maps from the marketplace, like I always do. But you know, you've got a piece of graph paper for me to draw my terrible drawings on. So we can draw, you know, like, so the floor is like this, and there's like a raised area, but then the ceiling is like, and then so if you're standing and you have like a kobold on your head, like looking this way, you can't see up here, and then the fire from it gets you from up there. So this is okay. So yeah, that's the jam. So we've got 3 Skullport maps: Skull Island, lower and middle Skullport. And it's interesting that's because Skullport is like bridges and caverns and stuff, it's actually got this like drawn out, very old school. This map reminds me of the Underdark maps from against the Spider Queen, basically. Yeah, these remind me a lot of those AD&D like Spider Queen maps. So this is Skullport, and then this is like Upper Skullport. Yeah, Xanathar lives in or around Skullport. There's a petrified purple worm. Look at his little face. That's so good. Cool. Yeah, great. So kobolds and someone named Gar's Stonedark live in there. Yeah, so it's like halfway dungeon, halfway like town, with a bunch of like stuff you can do in it, and it shows where the people normally are. And then we have our first level of the dungeon. So we'll let all this populate. Okay. Wow. All right. That's a lot of goblins. All right. Okay. So where is the entrance? Start here. There's the entrance. Perfect. Okay. So the way these maps work is that I can delete this Trask. Get out of here. You're not in this adventure. So in this level, we'll look through each one and see kind of what the deal is. There's a player handout. It's a Manticore. So I'll remember that when they get to, I just saw the Manticores. Where are they? When we get to chat, you'll have to remind me that there's a handout if I forget. Room number, there it is. Room number 16. We have Manticores if they get to room 16. Okay, cool. All right. So that means that we can just begin taking a look at the dungeon. So, okay. We were gonna look at the overview and see if there was a suggestion for XP. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's see what it says. Undermountain is the largest, deepest dungeon in the Forgotten Realms. This book aims to touch on every major level of that vast, dangerous place. Designed for characters of 5th through 20th level, you can run it as a standalone or in conjunction with Waterdeep Dragon Heist, which takes characters from 1st to 5th. Running the adventure, we looked at all that stuff. Area descriptions, abbreviations, character advancement. Here we go. All right. So the levels of Undermountain table list the dungeon's levels and the character level for which they're designed. It's okay for characters to enter a level that's designed for a higher level party, but encounters will be more dangerous. They can retreat if things get tough. They can also leave Undermountain, grind for XP, and return to the dungeon. Okay, so the intention is the dungeon level. Now, isn't this where Eye of the Beholder takes place? Like the eponymous Eye of the Beholder, the Beholder is Xanathar, right? In that old adventure. Yeah, that old game. I think it is. So interesting. Okay, so the first, they won't reach Skullport until they get to 7th level. They should be 6th level for the second. They should be 3rd level, or they should be 7th for the 3rd level, and then 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th level. Okay, all right. So I think, let's see. Each dungeon creates enough monster XP to ensure characters clear out the level to advance to the point where they're ready to go on. You can also award bonus XP for overcoming traps. Oh, look at that. There it is. Interesting. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna give them, we're gonna switch over to standard D&D experience mode, but every time they overcome a trap or they have an interaction with an NPC that works out well, we'll give them 250 experience each. Okay, cool. That makes sense. I like that. A bunch of history about the dungeon, which I will read later, but don't need to read to you now. But basically, it costs a GP from Durnan to go down there. This place was built by the wizard Halaster Blackcloak. And can I actually show you something? So Halaster as a monster, and I was gonna save this, but this is the guy that made this Mad Mage, this dungeon. This is Halaster, the Mad Mage. He's nuts. He is a level 23 CR encounter. He has a robe of eyes, so he can see in all directions. He wields a blast scepter, gives him resistance to fire and lightning, and can cast Thunder Wave without expending a spell slot. He has a horned ring that lets him ignore the alterations to magic in his dungeon, which actually I should read. The big thing about Halaster, it's not his spells, it's not he recovers them quickly. It's this. His legendary action. He can cast a 3rd level spell every time, 3 times a fight, basically, or every round. So he gets his own turn, and he gets a 3rd level or lower spell every single time. Like, he could go like, Rin, 3rd level spell. 8, 3rd level spell. Jewel, 3rd level spell. And then his own turn. And he, as you can imagine, he has Meteor Swarm and Wish and Mind Blank. And like, he's got all the good stuff. And yeah, he can heal himself. If he expends spell slots, he can gain temporary HP. Yeah, and then he has lair actions too, which I don't think are here. If he's in Undermountain, he can target a. Oh, he's got Minecraft abilities. He targets a volume of unoccupied space or stone, turns the open space into stone, or vice versa. He can cause doorways within 30 feet of him to disappear or create doors. Or he can deactivate and reactivate a magic gate just by using his lair actions. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Yeah, all of Undermountain is his lair. So let me look at the magic restrictions in Undermountain. Where are those? You know, it was a really fun place to adventure. I ran a campaign when I was in high school. Like early at university that I ran adventure in Forgotten Realms was the Myth Draenor. Yeah, Myth Draenor, that elven ruin. Yeah, that was super fun. Okay, so dungeon features. Alteration to magic. You can't enter, leave, or teleport from level to level other than with Wish. Astral projection, teleport, plane shift, word of recall don't work. Banishment doesn't work. Magic that allows transport to the border ethereal is the exception. Magic that summons creatures works normally. Okay, great. Spells can't destroy or alter the shape of Undermountain's magically protected ceilings, pillars, columns, walls, or floors. Doors and furnishings are not protected. Contacting the other planes is fine. Inside Undermountain, Halaster can't be contacted by means of a sending spell. Anyone who tries is redirected to his secretary. Okay. A room's ceiling is at least as high as the room is wide. Interesting. Wow, these are really tall rooms. Unless it's specified. Assume it's the minimum height. The room's ceiling is as high as the room is wide. Well, these are going to be tall rooms. Okay. All right. Okay. Normal and secret doors. Normal are thick, sturdy wood fitted with iron hinges and handles. Secret doors are made out of the same material as the surface they're set in. Yeah, those are really tall rooms. Not many doors have locks, but if they do, it's a DC 20 dexterity check, or you can force it with a DC 20 strength check. Okay, those are good defaults to know. Each dungeon has areas that lead off the map. You can ignore them, or you can expand in and connect the tunnel and make your own stuff. Elder runes are ancient symbols imbued with power. I have a card deck of Elder runes, and you draw one from that deck. And then Halaster's magic gates. Okay, cool. If your party of adventurers is incapacitated or killed, you have an unusual option for keeping them in the campaign alive. The characters could awaken in an alternate version of the Yawning Portal that is part of a psionically generated simulation of Waterdeep called Alterdeep, created by an Ulatharid on level 17. What? Alterdeep? If you choose this option, the characters are stabilized, brought to level 17 of the dungeon by mind flayers, and placed in capsules called psi-pods. While unconscious and trapped in these pods, they're immersed in the Ulitharid's realistic simulation of Waterdeep. Over time, they'll notice inconsistencies that suggest they're not where they should be, and will give them chances to converse with the Ulitharid as many guises to convince them to set them free. For more information on Alterdeep, see level 17. You know I'm doing this. You know I am. That is so cool. You wake up in a simulation of Waterdeep, but you don't know. It's like Sliders, right? It's like that, like not the Small Hamburgers, the TV show. Like when they went back and he was like, I think we're home. And then he sees a poster for Hey Jude by the Rolling Stones. And he was like, no. That's pretty cool. Yeah, Baudrillard would have a fucking field day with this adventure. Okay. All right. So good. What does Halaster want? Goal 1. Wow, he has a lot of goals. Okay. The Mad Mage makes his presence known throughout the adventure. The sidebar outlines several goals. Oh, choose one you like or randomly determine it. His goal can change at any time. He wants the adventurers to clear out parts of his dungeon. He's unhappy about the amount of space the drow take up on 3, 10, and 12. Well, he wants to kick them out. He's also concerned about the conflict between the Githyanki on 16 and the Mind Flayers on 17. Oh my god, he's like a fucking slum lord. Yeah, in Alterdeep, everyone likes Macaria, and nobody's heard of Floon before. Okay, so he's an underground slum lord who wants to get his tenants kicked out. Good, fantastic. He wants to destroy Izat, an irksome lich on level 20. He wants to strike fear in the heroes' hearts. So he wants fewer adventurers coming down the well. Oh, this is the get off my lawn. This is my get off my lawn motivation. Good. He wants to become the Shadow Lord of Waterdeep. Okay, good, nice. By destroying the leaders of the Shadow Dusk family and laying waste to their stronghold. He wants to find an apprentice. Paying close attention to arcane spellcasters. Ooh, shit. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that's a very, very good one. Oh, I like that. That's so good. Okay. So once she reaches a certain level, Halaster is likely to be like, oh, who is this Rin Stillwater? But yes, Halaster will likely do the same thing he's done with all his previous apprentices, teach them ways to mutilate and destroy themselves. But no, that's cool. Yeah. And then lastly, locate Jazira. Somewhere in the back of his twisted mind, Halaster believes that Jazira Kestelharp is still alive and plotting to destroy him. Cool. One of Halaster's most gifted apprentices. Excellent. All right. That's cool. It's good having, like, knowledge. He's not going to show up on the first level, but it's good to know he's keeping an eye on them. He'll also definitely take an interest in 8, right? To be like, what's this guy about? Yeah, Halaster could totally take out Halaster. Halaster's only an archmage. All right. So, level 1 of our dungeon. So the dungeon begins here. I guess this is the bottom of the well. What is the first thing that they see? So we've got wandering monsters in level 1, and we've got some general power structure stuff. Okay. All right. So aside from the monsters, There's a bandit gang that lives. There's a bandit gang that lives on this level. Oh my god. Oh my god. Makaria is gonna love these nerds. A gang of neutral evil humans calling themselves the Undertakers demand a toll of 10 GP for safe passage. The bandits have taken over areas 6 through 8, have spies watching 1. They're failed actors who disguise themselves to appear as vampires. They're elaborate and convincing, but adventurers can see through this with an insight check. Leader of the gang, Uktarl Kranik and Haria Valashtar, were lovers once, but their relationship soured recently. They're fed up with each other and each is plotting to eliminate the other and take control of the gang. The Undertakers are aware that Bugbears and Goblins are spying on them. If they encounter adventurers they can't extort or defeat, they try to orchestrate a conflict between them and the Goblinoids. Fuck, that's so funny. And then the Xanathar's Guild, 9 Bugbears represent the Xanathar Guild on this level. They're charged with keeping adventurers from the lower levels and interfering with guild business. They've got a bunch of goblins. They are planning to kidnap one of the leaders of the Undertakers and take them back to Skullport to have an intellect devoured and planted in their brain, so Xanathar can take control of the gang. They've been spying on the bandits and will shortly begin testing their defenses. Interesting. Okay, cool. Good. So there's a power struggle between this. This is very Caves of Chaos, right? Undertaker. The Undertakers are best in caves. I should read about that Jasira Kestrel Harp thing. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to read all of this. I just don't want to read it right now. Yeah. So I'll take a look at it between adventures. It's just any big block of text like that isn't immediate. I'll take a look at it between. But don't worry. Yeah, I'll make sure I look at it. So okay, so they arrive in Area 1. They're being spied on by an Undertaker, and this is great. So watch this. So if we fill them out, look. The Undertakers use the vampire token, right, to help further convince the players. Let's see, has this got multiple? It does have multiple sides. Good. Okay, cool. And then, what are the wandering monsters? How often do we roll? And are there tables? So, okay. Monsters wander this area in search of food or treasure. Here they are. These are my wandering monsters. These include carrion crawlers, ghouls, spiders, goblins, grells, gricks, oozes, sturges, and were-rats. If you need a jolt, try using one of these encounters or an encounter of your own design. Oh, interesting. There's no table. You just do it when you feel like it. They're just around. Okay, cool. That makes sense. It's different than I expected. I expected there to be like, but there's no clear, like if this were a Moldvay adventure, it would be like every round or every couple of rounds, you roll, right? But in this, it's like just do it whenever you want, which is fine because 5e isn't Moldvay, right? They're different. They work different. They're different games. So yeah, okay, cool. That makes sense, right? Yeah, this idea of like, you roll a d6 every other turn, and on a 6 you get an encounter, and then you roll 2d6 times 10 to figure out how many feet away the encounter takes place. But in this it's like they're optional. It's filled in the whole dungeon, and instead of giving us tables, it says these are optional encounters where if you feel like spicing things up, just chuck them in there. I actually prefer this for 5e. Definitely. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, so they're wandering monsters, but really they're not like, yeah, they're sort of pseudo wandering. And I'll definitely use the Shield Guardian. We'll see about the other two. Okay, cool. So exploring level 1. Here we go. All the locations are keyed to map 1. Characters who descend from the Yawning Portal can proceed from there. There we go. There's the Yawning Portal. Okay, so the exit appears to be a tunnel that heads south before bending west. There's also the secret door to the north. A thin layer of sand covers the floor. Dented, rusty shields adorn the walls, which are also covered in graffiti. 60 old shields hang on the wall and break apart if disturbed in any way. Written in blood on the wall, concealed behind one of the shields, is the following message, in Elvish. Melon. Beyond the pillar forest, the Mad Mage waits, casting spells behind magic gates. Okay. If you search the sand, you find pants and a random trinket. And there is a bandit listening, and when they hear it, the bandit runs off. A successful DC 20 wisdom check will hear the soft footfalls. That. I gotta include that. Like that's canon now. That is as canon as Floon. The fact that there is an elvish word that's la la la. My God. That's a thing. So, all right. So there you go. They come in here, and pretty much the only way they can go, unless they search for secret doors, which is what a DC can't be opened from the south without magic. Anyone who finds it finds a hole. Okay. So that's just like, there's no DC. You can just like check the door. Okay. All right. And then you go south, and then they're going to go into area 2, 4, and 3. So area 2 is the Hall of Many Pillars. At the west end of a 20-foot wide hall, that's 2A, yep. Stairs descend 10 feet into a room lined with pillars. Similar staircases descend into the room. Here, let's use Macaria to walk us around this dungeon. So dim. Such dim light. Now, I feel like... Oh, it's on the GM layer. I was like, I feel like that S is gonna be kind of obvious, but it's because it's a GM layer thing. Okay. All right. So they come into this hallway. There's pillars down at the other end. They're in this wall. Here we go. Demon reliefs. Every 10-foot section of wall has a 9-foot high, 4-foot wide, 3-inch deep, door-shaped recess containing a bas-relief carving of a demon. Each relief depicts a different kind of demon. The carvings on the north wall are a Balor, a Barlgura, a Chasme, a Dretch, a I had to describe all of these demons. My God. My God. All right, and then the recessed wall that contains the Nalfeshni has a secret door leading to Area 3. You couldn't have given me a handout for this one, wizards? Come on, guys. The Dretch carving has half-inch spy holes for eyes. The holes are detected when the secret door is found. And a skeleton, a Kenku skeleton, lies on the floor, one of its thin arms pointing towards the Nalfeshni demon on the south wall. Halaster artfully placed the skeleton here to help them find the secret door. Okay. All right. Sure. Okay. So if they find the secret door into Area 3, there is a 10-foot square cubicle with a 5-foot wide hewn stone tunnel leading away. Descend slightly till it reaches a room that smells like a sewer. Great. The room is flooded. It's tilted so the west end is lower than the east end. Foul sewer water covers the floor, barely reaching the east wall. A wide alcove in the north wall contains a statue of a Sahuagin submerged up to its chest in sewer water. Ugh. Emits a dim purple radiance, head completely turned around, and one of its arms is broken off. A psychic gray ooze lurks beneath the murky water north of the statue. This is level 1 of 23. There are 23 levels to this dungeon. Oh yeah, I'm not doing, yeah, and I can reset the fog. Yeah, it's a big dungeon. You can do a whole, it's set to take you from level 5 to 20. You could do a whole campaign here. This could take years to explore. If that was the style of play you wanted to engage in. Okay, so there's an ooze down here. The purple aura is harmless. Casting Dispel removes it. The statue's head is hollow. It has screw threads, and you can remove it. Previous adventurers unscrewed it halfway before being scared off by the ooze. The compartment contains melted wax from candles to illuminate the statue's head like a jack-o'-lantern. Water seeps through cracks in the ceiling, drips down the walls, and accumulates in the corner. So is it just like a sewage hole? What is the point of this statue? Unscrewing, removing the head. It's nothing. Just, okay, good, perfect. Ask Halaster. Who fucking knows? All right, great, good. You find... So that's how it's going to be, huh? That's how it's going to be, eh? Dungeon? All right then. And if they find the next room, they find this secret door. An unadorned wooden armor stand is in the middle of the room with a faintly glowing longsword stabbed into it. At the base of the stand lie the skeletal remains of a hand amid stains of dried blood. Distant voices fill the room. The secret door is obvious from this side. The longsword is easy to remove. Detect magic reveals it's magical. It sheds light. It carries a curse that prevents the wielder from dropping it. That's why they stuck it and cut their own hand off. Okay. All right. If the blade can be pried from the wielder's grasp, it instantly teleports back into your hand. It can be ended by casting Remove Curse or chopping off the hand that holds the weapon. Echoes come down from above. Distorted. Oh, they connect to shop sellers. And so you hear sounds from up above. Neat. Okay. Good. So the dungeon starts with a statue that doesn't do anything, and then a room with a cursed sword that you'll cut your hand off with. Perfect. No, 8 can't just detach his hand. He's not modular in that fashion. Yeah, who picks up the cursed sword, and then how mad are they at me for making them do it? All right, so in 2B, the next section, there are bugbears hiding behind pillars. They're on the GM layer. Let's see. They know some things if you capture them. Oh, but they're teleported by, or they've got intellect devourers in their brain. Okay, cool. They hide behind the pillars. There's a giant snake skeleton coiled up the top half of the northernmost pillar. It's that one, I think. Is that one noted as different? No, they're just shadowy. Okay. All right. So bugbears, pillar, there's a snake skeleton. If it's disturbed, it falls to the floor. In the southeast wall, I guess here, I'm going to put a little red X on the GM layer. Just so I know. Also, I got to change my dice color to pink. There we go. So over here, there is a marking. East. Oh, that's west. It's behind this bugbear. It said east, right? Yeah, there we go. Southeast wall with an arrow pointing towards the southern exit. That's right, because it points that way. Okay. Cool. Okay, that's good. So now I'll know that. Certain death this way. Bugbears detect the approach and can't be surprised. As the intruders appear, they withdraw down the southern tunnel and circle around to area 23. The bugbears know the perils of the western tunnel and avoid it. So they're going to go, when the players show up, they run off towards 23. Right, they don't go this way. They go down here and around. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right, cool. Great. And then when the bugbear dies, something comes out. Inspection of the southernmost pillar reveals loose stones. Behind the stone is an empty compartment. Its contents discovered and plundered long ago. Okay, so let me make a note of that as well. This one has a secret. There we go. Okay. So good. If they chase the bugbears, then they'll go off after them to the area 25A. But also death this way. And then if they go north, they can go... Let's do it in order then. Let's imagine if they go north. So if they go north, they could end up in area 5. And in area 5... Come on, Makaria. Come along, Makaria. So area 5 is a room with some more pillars. And in area 5, we've got... The end of a long hall is a 50-foot square room. This is not a square room. I mean, it's sort of squarish. Yeah, it's dark because you only have dim light. Nope, the tokens are all the right size. See? Humans, Grells. Now, Makaria has 60 feet of dim light because she's got dark vision. Somebody will have a light source. Yeah, exactly. 8 will. Yeah, and see the... Yeah, it's fine. Oops, sorry, Makaria. Come back. At the end of the hall is the 50-foot square with 5 pillars made of mortared humanoid bones painted black. Nice. I see a humanoid bone and I want to paint it black. 2 grells float in separate alcoves to the north and the east. Floating grells. The floors of the alcove are littered with gnawed bones of past meals. The alcoves and black pillars provide cover for the growls. As the characters move in the room, they can spot one or more by succeeding on a perception check contested by the monster's stealth checks. The growls are hungry and pursue fleeing prey. They have no treasure. Okay, so it's just they walk in and then get jumped on. Yeah, that's true, right? The like light radius thing is messed up. You have to double it, I think, for. Because, like, look, if we give her... Here, we'll do this. She's got 60 feet, and just for clarity's sake, we'll go... It's all... Yeah, look, it's like half as big as it should be because the map is scaled down, right? So I have to double everybody's... That's a great point. Thank you, Vneka. Let me double that so that it actually does 60. It should be 60 feet, give or take, yeah. Double normal light, keep dim at the normal rate. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Is that better from her? Does she have... It's 45. Okay. Because the original map scale is... So what do I need to do? 50 feet? What's the multiplier on this? Because it's not doubled. Yeah, there we go. 155, maybe. Oh, yeah, multiplier. I could probably just do... Let me try that. Let me see if that fixes the... No, it doesn't. Yeah, it's... You gotta set it... there's a map thing. But yeah, it doesn't do it automatically. So what do you say it was, like 155 feet if you have 60? Yeah, there it is. Okay. Cool. And the way it works is it's all dim light if you're in total darkness, right? Multiplier is for dim light as bright light. Oh, it's not just... Okay, all right. So I'll make a note for everybody. Dark vision. Put it by the entrance. Dark... No, I'm not going to try to write this with... It's too much text. Let me type it in for myself here. 60 feet equals 155 feet. There we go. You put half the value and use the multiplier to make dim light work. But yeah. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I just got to remember that if they have dark vision and then update their tokens. And then once the tokens are good, I never have to worry about it. It's just every time I move them on, they'll be okay. But yeah, that's good. Okay, all right. So now Macaria has normal amounts of vision, and there's the Grell hole. Let's go and see what's over on this side. This way leads, I think, to the Undertaker's. Leads only to the Undertaker. This way. So that's area 6, Undertaker watch post. So if they come around the back, the bandit retreats with news of the adventurer's arrival. Add to that individual the forces arrayed here. Once alerted, they gather in 6A and wait for the adventurers to arrive. Cool. Okay, so all of these friends gather in 6A and basically hang out until the adventurers show up. Okay, so 6A is their hall. Lying at the base of the central statue are the bones of a long dead hobgoblin and a white wooden staff broken in half. Was that Hobgoblin Gandalf? The statues depict male Waterdeepian nobles clad in decorative plate armor. Carved into the base of each statue is the name Elindraun, Rathrandar, and Onthalas. What the fuck? These names have been crossed out with chalk. Beneath them, new names have been added in Goblin. Smelly Bottom, Stupid Skull, and Born Toothless, respectively. A detect magic spell reveals a lingering trace of magic in the staff. It can be fixed with mending. The first time it's held aloft, it wails, "Help, thief, criminal," before the magic fades forever. If the wailing occurs here, they hear the noise, so it just makes a loud noise. Okay, good. There's a rigged secret door piled up against the west side. Undetectable from the east is a stack of ceramic plates. Oh, this is the rigged secret door. So if you open this door and then open that secret door, a bunch of plates fall down and shatter. And then people flip out and have to come like running in. Okay. So this is basically where they meet the Undertakers, including Uktarl Cranach. Fucking Uktarl Cranach. Okay, so if they go in, there's like Uktarl's room up here and his 3 boyfriends. They're playing cards. There's a fresco on the wall depicting a rugged mountain, hollowed out with caverns, containing tiny sculpted figures of dwarves. He's got a diorama in his room. Don't touch my diorama, you guys. Oh, man. They're all going to speak in like really bad Transylvanian accents, too. I am Uktal Cranach. Don't touch my diorama, or I'll be very upset. And then he has a tub beneath the mountain fresco. Blah! Stay away from my miniatures. I paid a very big deal of money with them. Come on. I have a match next week. Blah! Perfect. Okay, so Uktarl lies and cheats for fun, and he's quick to blame others for his failings as a leader. If he takes damage, he flees. Anyone who inspects the fresco sees that one of the figures is the top of a key. It unlocks the stone box in Area 14B. Uktarl keeps his bedroll in the tub. And he has a silver ring engraved with dwarven symbols commonly associated with fertility and sexual potency. I love these guys. He sleeps in a tub, and he has a ring to give him sexual potency. And a wall covered in miniatures. Who is this guy? Perfect. Okay. So that's cool. And then up here in Area 7... What did I miss for Area 6? Okay, there's a sleeping area with a doppelganger, and... So what's 6E? Did I miss that somewhere? There's 6D. Maybe it's just the end. Oh, this is... I think 6E might be like a... Like you can... No, but it doesn't say you can take a... You can go on an adventure that way. So where's 6E? Huh. I guess it's nothing. I guess it's just like... there to indicate that it exists. Okay. All right. Cool. So vampire, dwarven, weeb guy. And then, yeah, it's labeled with no info. So I think it's just like, you could, maybe they intended to put something there originally, but no, there's nothing. Maybe he flees that way. But yeah, it's a dead end. So I don't think he would go that way. But what's cool is Area 7. Let's take a look at Area 7. So Area 7 used to be... Like, they live in an actual former vampire lair. So in Area 7, used to be a true vampire's lair. They use the crypt to hide from the denizens they can't rob or kill. There are secret doors that allow the ancient vampire to come and go in mist form back when they were alive. And then if they're forced to retreat, they fall back and make their final stand here. And then there's a cobweb-draped coffin on a 2-foot-high block of gray stone. Thin layer of dirt has been flattened down, suggesting a creature once slept here. All right, so where is, what's her name? The other, Cranach's X. Where are they? Oh, there she is. Haria Velashtar's up there. Okay. All right, so, Vampire Haven, we've got that covered. We've got Area 8, the Bandit headquarters. Ooh, sick. So up here is a throne hall. Side chambers serve as a base for members of the Undertakers to investigate loud noises in the throne hall. There's a dead wyvern intermingled with shards of clear crystal. There's a 70-foot-high vaulted room with stone stairs up to a throne. Oh my God, Makaria is going to be so excited. She's going to be so excited. Halaster trapped the wyvern in a floating crystal sphere and left it here as a guardian, but adventurers released and slew the creature long ago. The wyvern's remains lie alongside the fragments of its crystalline prison. The bone throne is impervious to all damage. Its velvet seat cushion serves as the hinged lid of an empty compartment. Whatever treasure it held was stolen by adventurers long ago. The throne's serpent armrests magically animate and bite anyone who sits on the throne or raises the seat's lid. Why is the bone throne actually a toilet? Each snake makes a single melee attack to anybody who sits in it. Fuck. Sorry, Macaria. Good. Good. Bitten by snakes. Oh, boy. And then next to it is Haria's room. Haria Velashtar sleeps on a cot. She's disguised as a vampire, but doesn't wear her fangs while sleeping. It's good. You don't want to swallow them. There's a flesh golem guarding her, and she's greedy, treacherous, and vindictive. She considers herself the world's most underrated actress and singer. Perfect. These guys are going to be hilarious. So that's cool. It's nice that there's still... It's nice that there's still like role playing to be done, right? We're gonna get lots of fun interactions between the bandits and those guys. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So that's that area. Up here in area 9. Yeah, because 8C, this is where they all like hang out to like do their makeup and be vampires. Okay. Yeah, her performance roll was what with Haria +4, I think. Yeah, performance +4. So she's not bad. That's cool. And then going into area 9 are plundered halls. The corner of this corner of the dungeon sees little traffic, though other adventurers have plundered it in the past. 6 pillars pockmarked with indentations line the hallway, held gemstones stolen long ago. The alcove contains a rusty pile of armor in the northwest corner. And a maggot-ridden corpse lies face down on the floor next to a discarded scimitar, a light crossbow, and a money pouch. The money pouch is empty. There's going to be a lot of that in this first level. Like, sorry, somebody else beat you to it. This is the first level. It doesn't restock that often. Okay. Yeah, I feel Mimitim. I feel like a -4 makes a lot more sense for her. Yeah, there might be, I don't know which one is correct, but yeah, I imagine that if she's a terrible performer, it should be -4. I'm gonna, you know what, if you don't do it, I'll let the team know. I'll be like, hey, can you check this? Because they're failed actors, yeah. So it might just be a typo. I'm gonna go with -4. That's funnier. Right, but there's another version of it. Right, Beyond says +4. Interesting. I guess we could tweet it. Somebody. Who wrote this adventure? Who's responsible for this? Let's see here. Start here. Where's the credits? Christopher Perkins. Crawford. Yeah. I mean, there you go. That'd be the person. Chris or Jeremy would be the person to ask about that. Really, your book says +4. Interesting. I just kind of like it at -4. I think it's funnier. Okay. All right. Maybe +4 is just not good enough. Okay. So they continue. They go up into this room, which is area 9. They find the maggot-ridden corpses. The Undertakers lost one of their own in a fight with spiders. Died of poison. Dope. All right. And then 10 is... Oh, and this would be like an optional... Let me look at the map. Yeah, that'd be an optional place to draw... like, I guess, bust a hole and add your own dungeon. But Jesus, there is so much dungeon in here. Okay, so then we go to area 12, which is a Hall of Heroes. Sick. Life-size granite statues of human warriors facing inward stand atop 2 rows of pedestals that run through the hall. The ceiling is covered in thick webs. 3 giant spiders lie dead at various points of the hallway, riddled with crossbow bolts. I'm gonna put those in. Let me go get, because I want to put them in, and I have, like, it's a language of the dungeon, right? I want to show that they are dead giant spiders. So let's find my giant spider in here. Gargantuan gelatinous cube. Giant lizard. Giant spider. There it is. So let's grab that guy. Let's pop back to level 1. And for the sake of like verisimilitude, I'm going to place 3 of them in this hallway, and then I will give them 0 hit points. How am I minimizing the text window? Oh, this is like the best trick. It's the best. Okay, so if you have a window open like this and you double click on the title of it, and then you can have as many as you want. It's the same as if you hold shift and you double click a token, it brings up the character sheet, and then you can resize it, double click it, and file it away for your encounter. It's so nice. You can have all the players. You can have like, this is the way that I have like 17 different fucking monsters in a fight, but I only have to pull up one at a time. I can be like, all right, giant spider's turn, attack. Other monster, attack. Other monster, attack. Yeah, it's super useful. Yeah, I really like it. It's a good feature. That and the one that I just discovered a little while ago, where you can look at token stats like real quick. I'm super into this one. Let me find. I think it's in the compendium. Yeah, if you search the compendium for like orc, and you have a monster you need to see the stats on real quick, you can go boop and just click this little down arrow right there, and it'll fill it out. I think maybe mine. I have too much shit on the screen. There we go. Yeah. So that it pulls that one down. So this is nice for just checking something without having to drag the token on, or if you need to look it up in the compendium. It's basically like a quick look, but it doesn't take, it takes up a lot of space. So you wouldn't want to like have a bunch open. So if something you're going to refer to a bunch of times, have the token. But yeah, this little arrow lets you look at the stats on something real quick, which I like. Okay, so level 1. The Hall of Heroes has 3 dead spiders. So let me put these are dead markers on these things. There we go. Okay. Battle Force Angel does sound like an anime title. You're right. Okay, so statues, web-covered ceiling, dead spiders, riddled with crossbows. Bolts, crossbow bolts. You don't throw the crossbow at them. It holds 38 statues, 19 in each row. Nameplates have all been chipped or defaced, as have many of the statues' features. Halaster placed an Elder Rune on the double door leading to Area 16. All right, so I'm gonna mark that on my GM overlay that there is an Elder Rune there. Elder Rune. And for the Elder Runes, now we got to look and see what that does. So, see Elder Runes. Draw from the Elder Runes deck to determine which appears. It targets a random creature. Yes. Okay, so how do I show... Where are my card decks? I have so much shit in here. This is great. There's so many fun little toys to play with. Here we go. Rune deck. Show. There it is. There's my rune deck down here in the corner. You can see that, right? This little tiny rune deck. All right. Shuffle. And deal 1 card to me. Ooh, there it is down in the corner. You can't really see it because it's hidden. What did I get? I got Ulathar, the Rune of Passage. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be restrained for 24 hours. For the next 24 hours, the target gains the following benefits. Okay, so how do these work? How do you get which feature? Because restrained for 24 hours seems rough. You like seize up and like fall over. Let's see. So how do these runes work? With years of study, cast the symbol spell to learn an Elder Rune, add it to a selection of symbols and cast it. Presents several Elder Runes. When circumstances call, draw from it. It has 2 possible effects. The Elder Rune's creator determines which effect occurs or can randomize it so a die is rolled, whether it's Bane or Boon. A triggered Elder Rune targets 1 or more creatures. Okay. You either choose... I think we're just going to make it random. Because random is fun. Cast Knock at will for 24 hours. Bloom, 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 bloom. Just blowing doors open. Cool. All right. So we'll draw a card randomly. I'll just have this deck ready. And we shuffle it and we draw. I use this same thing for tarot cards in Court of Swords. Cool. Okay, so there's a Elder Rune on the door there to get into Area 16. But there is a... Oh, boy. Halaster has placed some nasty surprises in this corner of the dungeon. Oh, dear. Okay. So 14A, this room is empty. The north tunnel gradually slopes down 20 feet. So I guess I will mark that. Down to Goblin Town. Okay, just in case, put that on the GM layer. I like to annotate my maps. Okay, gradually slopes down into this area. In there, the room's domed ceiling is 15 feet high at the edges and 30 feet high in the middle. The dome is filled with sizzling acid that defies gravity as it floats 15 feet above the floor. So there's a pool of acid floating over top of you when you walk into this room. An upside down dome, or a dome, like an upside down bowl full of acid. Okay. An 8-foot tall statue of a 4-armed fish monster stands in the middle of the room facing north. Its webbed hands clutch an ornate 1-foot square stone box with a lid and a keyhole. Oh, the keyhole is the... Right, this is the room in which you drop acid. God damn it, Farisar. I can't remember the last time I dropped acid while I was playing Dungeons & Dragons. Must have been, I don't know, years. It's good, though. It's clever. Nice. So there's a box, and if you have the key is in the room with the dwarven miniatures. And at the north end of the east wall is a secret door. The acid is held there by magic. Opening the box without using the key drops the acid on you. Acid fall as everybody takes 2d10 damage. Anyone that starts their turn in the acid takes the same damage again. It floods the room to a depth of 5 feet and flows 40 feet out into the hall, leading back to Area 14A before slowly draining out through tiny holes in the floor, losing 1 foot of depth per minute. Okay. So acid lasts 5 minutes. And I guess, like, it goes, how far out? Back to Area 14A. Pretty much, like, everything up to, let's use green. Let's just say it goes, like, about this high. Yeah, it slopes down 20 feet to 14B. Yeah, so it would stop, like, here, probably. Yeah, so the acid splashes down and like falls into the room. Like there's no way there's enough acid that it would go up. It couldn't possibly go 20 feet uphill. I mean, it's magic, but that's not. It floods the room to a depth of 5 feet, out into the hall, leading back to 14A. Oh, so it's not even that far. It just fills this whole room. Like that. Yeah, just sort of splashes around in here. Okay. All right. Anyone in the room takes damage, and it goes down 5 minutes. 5 minutes of acid goes down at a rate of 1 foot per minute. 5 minutes of acid. Yeah, because it goes down. Right. Okay. Acid floods the room to a depth of 5 feet and flows 40 feet out into the hall. Yeah. So that doesn't make any sense, but whatever. It super doesn't matter. We can just say it comes out onto the landing here and split the difference. Okay. So acid falls into the room. Splash, splash, splash. Everybody takes damage. The box can be opened and unlocked while the statue holds it. Prying it from the statue's grasp requires a DC 20 athletics check and causes the petrified Sahuagin to revert to flesh, attacking with teeth and claws. Great. All right. In case they break it, let me grab that monster. I think it's reasonable too that the Sahuagin would take some damage with his hand being busted off. But let's see how many hit points he has. He's all by himself. Okay. So he has 76 hit points. Let's say he starts with like, what do you think, 20 damage? Just put him at 60? Because I think he would have taken a little bit of damage from getting he gets broken, right? If you break the thing, his hand breaks off. Yeah, let's put him at 65 and we'll leave it there. That just slows him down a little. Plus, like, it's D&D. There's only one of him. He's got 16 AC. The players will just chew him up. So I'm not worried about that. Unless there's acid in the room, in which case he'll chase them out, cackling. While they all burn. Okay. And then this particular Suhugan Baron doesn't have... let me check. He doesn't have his... Oh, good. Yeah, no trident. Bite and claw. Perfect. He's already set up. Okay. The box's key is in this area. The box can often be opened with knock. Opening it without a proper key causes the acid to fall on you. Yeah, 8. Have you seen? 8, yeah, 8 is petitioning for some magic items, and he may well have like 22 or 23 armor class. He's Warforged are nuts. Players always have really high AC, and monsters always have really low AC because you're supposed to be attacking them with lots of monsters. This is going to be very, very different in terms of the long rest period, right? This is a dungeon, so long resting in a dungeon means I get to bust out, and I think that's how I'm going to handle using these things. Like, I'll give them a chest. Oh my god, that goblin's name is Groin. Can we just take a second? Goodness. Anyway, I'm going to use Pibble and Groin and the Shield Guardian and the Carrion Crawlers. Like, that's to prevent or risk long rests. So it'll help pace the dungeon out. Anyway, what do you get out of that box? What's the loot? The box's interior is lined with thin sheets of lead to thwart certain forms of divination magic. It contains the withered heart of a tiefling wizard. Detect magic reveals the aura of necromancy. And a creature that has a heart in its own body can attune to the withered heart. And if so, the withered heart replaces their own, which has the effect of killing the creature instantly. Fuck. So if they don't identify it first, it's a cursed item, right? So it just kills you. They'll have to spend some of their money to, like, resurrection spells in Waterdeep are not that uncommon. So if somebody falls ill of a like instant death spell, then they can be brought back. Yeah. Okay, good. So you get acid dumped on you, and when you finally get out, you get a magic heart that kills you instantly. Perfect. Okay, great. What else is going on? Area 15 is an armory with a hand axe embedded in the door. Let's see. Behind the door is a sharpening wheel. Pressing down a stone pedal previously turned the wheel, but it doesn't. Okay, so it's just like a little like fakey room. This is the Manticore Room with the handout. So 3 manticores dwell here. There are makeshift beds for the manticores. And if the characters leave after killing the manticores and later return, they find one of Halaster's scrying eyes. Oh, I see. So these scrying eyes, this is the first time that Halaster notices them, right? This is the like, uh-oh, something's going on. Because Halaster actually cares about these manticores. Cool, okay. The manticores have like a bunch of like kind of piddly items for gold, so that's not bad. What the... who wrote this adventure? How dare you? Stone Temple pile up. Perkins. Damn it. Shit. You know, you're trying to do good. You're just trying to play some Dungeons and Dragons. Stone Temple Pilots is the name of a 90s like grunge rock band. It's a bad pun. And yes, that's got fucking Chris Perkins' handprints all over it. All right, so the foyer in here, or the foyer, if you prefer, there's a desiccated corpse of a basilisk. Yeah, look, see, they gave us one. There you go, dead basilisk. I love all the alternate art too. So let's put a dead basilisk. Lying in the middle of the floor, its shriveled tongue hanging out, all 6 feet sticking in the air. Clutched in one hand is a transparent orb. Oh my god, me too. The Basilisk was killed by previous adventurers and left here. It died of wounds consistent with weapon attacks and spells. 2 centipedes reside in the corpse. If it's disturbed, they pop out. It's holding a drift globe. Oh, pretty. I want it. Oh, I want that. Yeah, give it to me. Sphere of glass that emits light or daylight spell and then can't be used until the next dawn. Oh, that's cool. Sick. I want one. It's like, yeah, it's like those little glow lights. Yeah. Shiny. Floating flashlight. And yeah, it hovers, right? Yeah, rises in the air. So it's a torch that you don't have to hold in your hand. That's maybe the most important part. It follows you and illuminates around you. Yes, that's damn good. I am into that thing. Okay, so you can get that from this dead basilisk. And then beyond is, where did we leave Macaria? You know what? I don't need her. I'm just going to explore on my own. Where are you, Macaria? Where did we leave you? Or did I delete her already? Bone Throne. There she is. Bye. Okay. So we got... God, this adventure is going to be so silly. I cannot wait. So 17B is the Desecrated Temple. Okay. 11 statues in a variety of poses down here. Oh, the Basilisk created them, obviously. Alcoves once held statues, but 5 of them are toppled. The 6th statue is intact and made out of glistening black. Oh, that's good. It's made out of glistening black stone, but it's because it's coated with a black pudding. It has 120 hit points and is held in stasis. It ends if the pudding is touched or harmed. The stone features are impossible to discern. It sloughs off, and then we see it depicts Gond. 5 toppled statues are other gods. There's a whole bunch of former people who are now statues down here, and a copper crown hangs from one of the carrion crawler's stony tentacles. Nice. So they fight the black pudding, and then find their thing. Okay, all right. And then up here is the troll. A voracious troll hunkers in the corner of room 18. Halaster charmed the troll, so once a day it's compelled to fetch food from 19A and deliver it to the manticores. Okay, so it serves the manticores. It brings them food and attacks interlopers on sight, and it comes from 19A, which is the feast hall. Okay, all right, so there are rotten, dusty tapestries on the walls. There are some collapsed chambers, furnished with stone tables, flanked by benches. The room, this one, reeks. Detect magic reveals conjuration magic. Every day at dawn, piles of rotting meat materialize on the table. Sometime between dawn and dusk, the troll visits, eats half the meat, and delivers what's left to the manticore. Gross. Cool. And then 19B is the guard's feast hall. Under one of the tables is a copper tankard that you can steal. And then 19C is the noble's feast hall. Inside is the maggot-eaten corpse of a dwarf adventurer. In one hand, she clutches a dagger, a tin flagon in the other. On a bench is her burglar's pack, complete except for the lantern and the flasks of oil. Okay. And then up here in 20, I think this is a dead-end tunnel. Oh, that's cute. Little shout out. Set into the wall of a dead-end tunnel is a door made of green wood. Mounted on the front of the door is a cast-iron carving of a smiling, bearded face. Although vaguely sinister in appearance, the ornament is harmless, as is the door. I think that this is like Demon Face, like Tomb of Annihilation, Tomb of Horrors reference, right? But it's harmless. It's like Halaster put it in here as a reference to his buddy, Acererak. Yeah, I think that must be the case. Cool. Okay, great. And then down in the 20s... Oh my god, just this level. I was like, I think we're probably almost done with this level of the dungeon, but like we've done this part. Oh, it's Ed Greenwood. Oh my god. It's not, yeah, it's only smiling, not open. Right, if it was an open mouth, so it's right, green, it's a Greenwood door, Ed Greenwood. Oh my god. God. Fuck. So my personal weakness as a human being is that as far as puns go, I can dish it out, but I cannot take it. I am vulnerable to the damage I deal. That is, oof, that's a lot. So anyway, meanwhile, in the other half of the dungeon, down here, which must be the goblin area. Yeah, it totally is. Down here, on the other side of the dungeon, the Hall of Mirrors is dungeon area 21C, which is, 21, here we go. This thing is the dangerous area that the hobgoblins avoid. So niches, 3 feet deep, line the north and south walls. Mounted on the back wall is a large oval glass mirror and a heavy stone frame. Yeah, I see where this is going. The blackened end of a burnt-out torch lies on the floor in the middle of the corridor. 5 of the 16 mirrors are magical and radiate auras of illusion. When a humanoid passes between them, a duplicate of that creature emerges, and they are hostile towards all creatures except each other. Reduces 0 hit points. They dissipate. 3 other mirrors are empty frames. The false mirrors contain small shelves carved in the wall behind them. Let's look at the stats on these shadowy duplicates. Oh, okay. So they're not like duplicates of you mechanically. They're just shadows, shadow constructs. Pop out and yeah, okay. And they last for a minute and they strength drain you. Dark Souls invaders. Yeah, totally. Yeah, you've been invaded by Dark Spirit 8. Good. All right, and then they get through 21, and if they go right, they get to the empty room with nothing in it, which I could just put something in there. And then if they go left, they can get into 23B, which is the Warg's Eye Watch Post. So it's a Xanathar Guild watch post. In it, 6 bored goblins they've turned a human skeleton into a marionette and are playing with it, shouting Nimwraith, Nimwraith, Nimwraith as it bobs about. A cleft shield. 2 halves of a cloven shield lie in the northeast corner. Each half has letters etched into it. One half reads Nimmer, the other reads Eighth. Okay, all right. And then a shattered statue in 23. There's 2 bugbears hanging out with the intellect devourers in their brain, and they detect people coming. Okay, great. The statue is 3 male human warriors standing together on a stone mound, facing outward, clutching swords. All right. Why are they shouting Nimwraith? I think because Nimwraith is the dead person's name. I think the skeleton belonged to Nimwraith, which is written on the shield. And so that's, yeah, all that remains of Nimwraith, the human adventurer who perished a century ago. Yeah, so they're mocking the skeleton. They're like, hee hee hee. They're goblins, I don't know. They're amused by all kinds of dumb stuff. All right, and then beyond all of this stuff, where the goblin den is, and all these goblins, beyond that lies the Halls of Hopelessness. Yeah, you don't write your name on the front of your shield? It's so in case you lose it, people know whose shield it is. So in 24A, there are orc bones. One of Halaster's magic gate once stood between the pillars, but was destroyed. There's a lingering aura of wild magic. Oh. All right, so I got to make a note on the GM layer. If somebody moves their token into the back corner, then they get a random effect, and then we got to roll and see what the fuck those random effects are. Okay. So if they pass between the pillars, they take force damage. The creature turns invisible for an hour, or for the next 24 hours, each non-magical weapon they carry becomes +1. Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's not so bad. You don't just like turn inside out or like barf up your organs. Okay, and then in 24, there's a dead mage. Oh, this is the dead mage whose heart was ripped out with magic. So this is a tiefling mage who was cast out of Dweomercore, which is level... What the hell? This dungeon gets weirder the deeper you go, I guess. Look at my hat. Okay, so a tiefling mage was kicked out of Dweomercore, a secret academy. Dweomercore is my favorite form of metal, actually. So, yeah, no, I'm not jumping ahead. I'm saving those levels for later. I want to be surprised by them. But yeah, I fucking love Dweomercore. Secret Academy on level 9 for spell theft and being a suspected agent of the Arcane Brotherhood. Halaster killed the tiefling as a precaution, hung a skeleton here. If a Speak with Dead is cast on it, it answers whatever questions it must, and then intones, "Look for the little dwarves under the mountain. One of them hides the key to my heart." All right. And then, yeah, written on the wall in infernal, in dried blood, are the words, "Talk to me." Right, but it's a trap, right? Like, find the key, find the chest, open it, get the heart, attune to the heart, fucking die. It's like a scavenger hunt, but at the end you get shot in the face. Oh, damn. Yeah, he doesn't know his heart was cursed, and yeah, it's a whole thing. So, cool. All right. And then when they pass through 25B, they get into, or 25, they get to 25B, which is the excavation site. So goblins dug a tunnel into this hallway, and that's how they run back and forth behind that statue. And it's a headless statue of a nude woman. Characters who take time to clear the rubble find the statue's head, the head of a cobra. Damn. If 8 gets it, it will work on him. He does have a heart. In the same way that Intellect Devourers can affect him. He has what functions for a heart, and he has what functions for a brain. The thing about Warforged is you can't use them to narratively avoid, like, a bunch of bad effects, right? Like, you can't just be like, yeah, well, my character doesn't have a stomach, so I can't be poisoned by things that affect characters with stomachs. Like, it's not, you know, like, they're already really powerful, and you can't further imbalance them by saying, like, this doesn't affect me because of this thing. Like, it would specifically say, it would say specifically in it, this character does not have internal organs and cannot be affected by things that affect internal organs, right? Otherwise, the balance goes way off, and Warforged become way too powerful. Yeah. So you kind of have to, like, assume this stuff functions. Okay. So this is an excavation. It's a way to get back and forth between the two. And, then you can press on to, what is this, the Hall of Many Candles? These tunnels are 10 feet high with flat ceilings, swept clean on a regular basis by a gelatinous cube. Yes. Halaster also placed a gate to level 10 here. Brightly lit by flickering tallow candles that float in shallow niches on the wall. They produce heat but no smoke. Conspicuously free of dust and debris, each of the 25 niches contain 2 lit candles. The wax run down the side. It never drifts off of them, nor do the candles ever diminish or are consumed. There's an empty closet in area 26B. Great. Who's your janitor? Just around this corner is a gelatinous cube. The first character to walk around the corner is surprised by the cube, and they have a passive perception of 15 or higher. Where'd the cube? There's the cube. So they walk right into the cube. Vroom. And they're surprised unless they have a passive resistance. Okay. Or a passive perception. There is a mirror gate to level 10 in 26D, which is over here. Tunnel comes to a dead end, mounted on which there is a mirror gate to level 10. Worked into the mirror stone frame is the graven image of a wizard wielding a wand. The gate opens for 1 minute when the mirror is touched with a magic wand with at least 1 charge. They must be 11th level or higher to pass through the gate. The first creature triggers an Elder Rune. Oh, it's a fast travel gate. That's pretty good. That's a nice way to to fast travel, right? So you come in, you go down to this area, and then you're like, all right, we're heading back to level 10. It's for convenience sake. You just have to have a wand with at least 1 charge. Okay, so I'm going to make a note on the GM layer. Yeah, totally. That's really smart design. I like that. So let's add that on the GM layer. This is a gate to level 10. Let me make that pink so I can recognize it. There it is. Okay. Yeah, nice. And they can't skip down there till they're 11th level anyway. Yeah, Jaciria can block them if right. So she's like the friendly ghost that's like, you're not ready for this shit. You cannot go through. So she blocks the gates until you reach a certain level. Yeah. Totally. Skyrim level design. Yeah. Cool. Okay. All right. So the next area up here, hidden demiplane. Perfect. Lying on the floor is a broken 10-foot pole. Carved into the back wall is a bas-relief of a nude, heavy-set man playing a harp. Gaze upon me with bronzed visage and secrets shall I reveal. Let's see. Detect magic reveals conjuration magic. If you step into the alcove wearing the bronze Halaster mask from Area 21, you can't go to Area 21. The government will never allow you. Where is the... here we go. The third... This is important. The third holds a bronze mask. So if you wear that mask and you step into the alcove, then what happens to you? You die instantly? Transported to a demiplane, a 30-foot square room filled with mist. There is the other half of a broken pole. There is a upside-down framed portrait of Halaster Blackcloak. You kids get off my lawn! Okay, good. Yeah, there's a 5-foot pole outside and a 5-foot pole inside. And then seated in a high-backed oak chair is a simulacrum of the Mad Mage himself. When it meets a character for the first time, Halaster's simulacrum says, "Well, don't just stand there like a boob. Ask me 3 questions about Undermountain. 2 of my answers will be true, and 1 will be false." The simulacrum knows everything Halaster does and makes good on his offer, answering the first question with a lie and the second and third question with the truth. After answering 3 questions, it turns to slush and is destroyed. Removing the Halaster mask does not affect the demiplane. Tossing the mask through the doorway, a character can enable others to use it to enter. Awesome. I really kind of just want Halaster's voice to be like the old prospector. Oh! There's gold in the dungeon! Yeah. Or yeah, Terry, it's Terry Gilliam, right? What is your quest? Also good. Okay, cool. So I'll make a note over here that, God, yeah, now I got to decide. Yeah, old man Jenkins, or he's, yeah, Terry Gilliam. He's the bridge keeper. Okay, Halaster mask in this area. And then put that on the GM layer. Here we go. There's really nowhere to put it. I'll put an arrow. Freehand that. Here we go. Beep, beep, there it is. Okay, good. Making little notes. Perfect. Okay, so the demiplane of Halaster is down here, and then you come out into this hallway, which leads you to Area 28, the Grick Snack Watch Post. So 2 more Guardian Bugbears. In 28. 28B contains the Obelisk of the Eye, a 14-foot tall granite obelisk with a lidless eye carved near its top. The bottom hand is covered with dirty, bloody handprints. Wide alcoves surround the obelisk and contain a dozen goblin beds. The first character to touch the obelisk... Oh, the goblins believe Xanathar can see them. Incorrectly. The first character to touch it receives the following message in common. Also, Strahd, sounding like an old southern gentleman, is so good for Strahd. Well, I do declare, you seem to have come upon me unawares. It's the True Blood version of Strahd, right? I cast my eye into the future and see in yours a perilous descent. South of here, beyond a secret passage, waits the 2-headed king. Look to his left. There you will see the path you are destined to take. These words seem to emanate from the obelisk, but the character can discern a hint of subdued madness. The obelisk was created by Halaster and sounds just like him. Okay. I cast my eye into the future. Okay, good. Perfect. All right. And then casting Dispel Magic on it breaks it. Toppling it also breaks it. There are Goblins that have orders to kill Gricks that come out of the tunnel, which is over here. Is that new Grick art? Ooh, sick. Greg. All right. And then there's some dead goblins. Where are they? Lying on the floor between the goblins and the tunnel are 2 dead goblins and a dead Grick. On the floor between the goblins and the tunnel. Like here? Grick Grimes. I yeet my eye into the future. Okay, 2 dead. Back off, goblins. Don't stand so close to those corpses. Give them a little space. There we go. Okay. Goblins have orders to kill the Gricks as they emerge in the 10-foot square section at the bottom of 28D. Contains the lid of a 30-foot deep pit with stone spikes at the bottom. Okay, so I need a spike trap. I mean, I don't need one, but I want one. Stone spikes, spiked pit trap. Here we go. Spiked pit trap. And that's going on the GM layer until someone falls into it. There we go. So there's our pit trap. Anyone searching notices that there is a trap there. The goblin is at the bottom of the pit. So let's put him on the GM layer too. There we go. Because a goblin in the middle of the hallway would be very suspicious. Okay, dead goblin is impaled through the head by a spike at the bottom of the pit. He also has a lucky charm, a desiccated dwarf thumb. That's my favorite lucky charm. Hearts, stars, clovers, horseshoes, desiccated dwarf thumbs. Good. It's the best marshmallow. And then area 29 is... Jesus, there's so much. Okay, area 29. We'll keep going a little bit. I don't think I need to know all this stuff, and I don't want to do too much so I forget. Area 29 is where? Because this is the thing. I'm definitely like, if I go too deep into this, if I delve too deep, I'm going to forget half the shit that I learned. I think we've got all of the characters' like initial potential starting areas squared away. So we'll finish the 20s, and then I'll look into all the 30s and stuff like later on. But there's no way this is going to last like more than one session. 29's up here. Okay, so 29 and 30 lead to... Right, so secret doors lead to these. This area consists of a... hanging shields, human, dwarven, and elven realms in the north and south wall, and Halaster's floating eye, okay, appears here. Large floating eye. I wonder if there's a token for that. Probably not. What's that what's that Warcraft spell? Eye of Kilrog? I always love that spell. Little green eye floating around. Let's see. Halaster Horror, Halaster Simulacrum, Halaster's Puppet, Hobgoblins, Homunculi, Fire Giants. No, it doesn't look like it. Okay, let's just find a cool looking magic eye. It's Eye of Sargeras. Yeah. All right. So, back to level 1. I will look in my tokens for a magic eye. The Eye of Sargeras is an item. Yeah, the spell was Eye of Kilrog. I was right. Okay. Honestly, I remember it more from Warcraft 3 or 2 than I do from World of Warcraft. All right, we need a floating eyeball. Maybe I should just look up eyeball. Because that's what the spell is, right? It's the eye of Kilrog. It's just like a private eye. Cyborg man. Let's look up eyeball. Just eyeball horror, hey? Here we go. That's an option. It's a square. I'd rather it was circle, but... Ah, there we go. That's some good shit. I think I'm going to go... Ooh, that's good too. Oh, there's so many good ones now. There we go. There we go. I think one of those two. What do you think? Purple one? Green one? Floating eye robot? I think the purple one probably, hey? The green one is cool, but it's got like a shadow and it doesn't really fit with the rest of the tokens. This is the green one. Right? So it's kind of more like an emerald eye. And then yeah, let's go with the purple one. And this guy, it's more on brand with Halaster's like color scheme too. And this guy can be found floating in this hallway, right? Little floaty eyeball. Whoop. Let's make it a little smaller. There we go. Okay, cool. So floating in here, and if it studies the characters for a minute or two before disappearing without a sound. This area consists of a zigzag hallway. It sure does. A zigzagging hallway to thwart archers by reducing their line of sight. Other than a few scattered bones, it contains nothing of interest. Some battered helms and armor. Leads to area 31 through the other side. And then over here, in 30B, there's a guard room, but it doesn't... Oh, here we go. A berserk air elemental is trapped here. Its howls can be heard throughout the area. Assume it's in 30B when they show up. Okay. So let me make a note that they can... I guess it's close enough. They can hear it when they come in. They might be able to hear it on the other side of the door. Good. Good. Okay. Yes, and yeah, sorry, there is another one of these in the Manticore Room. Keeping an eye on the Manticores. There it is. Okay. Okay, so that's that air elemental. And then in 31, which they could conceivably get through from here, we have Sylvia, a were-rat named Sylvia Featherstone, scouring the hall in giant rat form. Cobweb-covered statues. If cornered, turns into hybrid form and claims she's searching for food. If accused of lying, she explains she's looking for treasure to buy food in Skullport, which is another lie. In fact, she's a spy for Xanathar and searching for secret doors. Nice. Cool. Yeah, and the that Manticore eye actually isn't there when they start. So let's put it over here in case I need it. Yeah, it comes back when Halaster learns the Manticores are dead. Okay, all right. So there's Sylvia looking for food. And then there's a lot more to this level of the dungeon, but I think I'm prepared. I think I'm ready to go. I think I've got a good handle. So what I think is most interesting about this, we'll probably spend the beginning of it reintroducing the characters, going over whatever new magic items and level up stuff that they've done, and then we will dive into Mad Mage, and they will get immediately caught between the Xanathar's Guild and their new best friends, these vampire bandits, the Undertakers. So yeah, that's it. We are ready to go. The stairs down to level 2, because I saw somebody ask, they're right down here, down there. And we figured out our XP model. We figured out why they're down there. We figured out how to give them quests and stuff. We've given them a purpose to go in there. And yeah, we'll have the beginning, the very first episode on Monday, which if you're watching this live is only in a couple of days. So Monday, first episode, Dungeons of the Mad Mage, Monday at 1 p.m, twitch.tv/D&D. It'll be available the next day at noon on YouTube, MS Roll20, and that'll be that. So please do come and tune in. And if it's in a time zone you can't watch, definitely check out the VODs. And if you missed any part of this, the VODs for this will also be on the MS Roll20 YouTube channel. I'm thinking probably before the first episode. I'm going to try to get them live tomorrow. So keep an eye out for it. That's it. I'm ready. I'm excited. We got a dungeon. We'll see you on Monday. Thanks for coming, everybody.